This program recommends a song based on the user's chosen genre, emotion, and preference for explicit lyrics. It then matches these programs according to a list of songs tagged with a detailed description to provide the user with a personalized answer. If no song fits the criteria, it will then inform the user politely, and overall, it creates a tailored and meaningful music suggestion driven by user input. The file is titled Paul's Unit 3 Assignment Selection. Alright, so let's begin with the overall look and readability of my code or of my program. You'll notice that just after the main method is introduced, you're going to see an exact 4-space indent. You can also see a bunch of white space being used, so that just means empty lines and empty spaces. As you can see in my array list or my song list, there's a bunch of code that's chunked together. This is just because they all perform a similar function, so I just want to create some more cleaner look. And unlike my other programs where I tend to use java.into scanner, for this one you can see the star here. This is what's called a wildcard. I mean, it's going to import all the classes, so it's going to import like hash map, array list, etc. And for my public class, it's going to be main, just to represent the main Java. And then, so let's begin with these lines of codes right here. So this is going to be our output strings, as they request for user input for the genre of music they like to listen to, like hip hop, pop, and rock. So here, so if I were to start running the program and I were to put in hip right there, you'll see hip hop is now put in, and you'll notice that this variable, with this value right here, is now going to be put into this external variable genre. And this right here, to lowercase, this is going to enable the user to put in capitalized letters into here, and the program is just going to take it as lowercase. So you'll notice all I did here were all capitalized letters. The program is going to take it as all lowercase, no matter what the user puts in. So it's going to be hip hop like this. The rest of this follows a similar function. They're all similar. So if I were to put in happy, that happy now is going to go into this external variable emotion. And if I were to put in no for explicit lyrics, that no is going to go into this genre right here. It's going to go to the explicit right here. It's going to go to the external variable. So now this input from the user is now going to be stored through here, our first process. So now it's going to start by declaring a list variable named songs that holds map objects, where each map contains string keys and string values, and it initializes it with a new array list instance. So song.add down here is just going to add an item to the array list, and then create song is just going to be my helper method that creates a hash map for a song. So right here you can see that it's initializing the name for the song. Then it's gonna, you can see it's a combination of the user's input for the genre they'd like to listen to, the emotion, and yes or no to the explicit lyrics, the artist's name, as long as a short description of the song or its message. So over here, down here, you'll see our flag variable. This is just tracks whether a matching song has been found or not. So here the program is just retrieving the song genre, emotion, and yes or no to explicit lyrics. So if the user enters yes to explicit lyrics, then any song is acceptable. Or if they say no, that means the song has to match the rest of their preferences, or else two conditions would be false. So it has to be match their preferences and be clean if they were to say no. And these logical AND operators are just to ensure that all three conditions must be true for a match. So down over here, you'll just see that the program is now going to output the song's recommendation along with the title and the artist. So this /n again is just going to create a new line, just to make sure it looks nice, as well as the vibe check or description. It's going to get the note, which is going to be right here. It's going to be these lines, for example, a smooth track about longing and love. And it will do so if the boon flag is found to be true. So coming down here, the exclamation marker here is just checking to see if any matches were made for the song search, and if the boolean was either, what's it called, true or false. So then if it is found to be false, it will then show a message saying sorry, oh, we couldn't find a match. So let's see if I did an example over here. If I were to run it, and I were to say if I did rock, chill, and then I said no, and it didn't have a proper combination for me, it would say, so sorry, I couldn't find a song that matches your preferences. Alright, so now the scanner will now be closed, and we will now have this last additional process over here. So this private static helper method named create song takes 6 string parameters: title, genre, emotion, explicit, artist, and note, and returns a map object with string keys and string values. The method instantiates a new hash map and uses the .put method to add each parameter as a key value pair to the map, and returns the populated hash map object to represent a single song's metadata. So with all this, if I were to run again, and I were to say pop, let's say, and I were to say chill, and I said yes, it's going to give me Stay by Rihanna, and the vibe check would be a smooth track about longing and love. And thank you for watching.